Hi. So I've been going for these really long walks every day all summer. And it's funny because it was a summer where I think that a lot of people in my life thought that I was doing a lot of social things, and there was a lot of success coming in one area of my life. And so I think social media made it appear as if one experience was being had when in reality it was very, very different. I call it an existential summer. A friend of mine called it side quest summer. But whenever you come across this video, it's timeless. So it doesn't matter when you're finding it. It could be winter 10 years down the road from when it's filmed. It really doesn't matter. It's for you right now when you find it. But I had been going for these walks, and I'm still going for them, but not every day. But every time I go walking, I channel messages. And for years, I've been reading tarot, and I've always really relied on the cards themselves to channel things. And then something changed this summer where the messages were just coming through directly. And I've noticed that this is happening with a lot of people on YouTube, at least who are showing up on YouTube, that they're just channeling things directly. So I don't know why. I'm not an astrologer. Maybe there's something going on in the stars. But I had all these messages coming through today when I was going on a walk. I had my cat in this little buggy because she's an indoor cat. And I've tried putting her on a leash and walking around outside, and she just rolls over and has none of it. But she always wants to go outside. So I borrowed one of these buggies from a friend, and I put her in it. It was the second time that we've ever gone, and I lost track of time. We must have been walking for over an hour. But on this walk, I was channeling all of these different messages about being brave and putting yourself out there and expressing your creativity. And there was a lot of really fiery energy, and about coming out of the cocoon. And it was, whatever was being channeled was a very, I don't want to say forceful energy, but it was, yeah, maybe a little bit. But it was fiery, it was forward moving, there was a real push behind it, and almost like an anxiousness to get out there. And sitting down and recording this now, it's like the message that's coming through is very much about being compassionate with yourself. I think there's a bit of an internal battle going on between parts of yourself where you know that you've shifted, you know that you've changed, you know that you've done so much growth. And instead of being with that and celebrating it and giving yourself credit where credit is due, it's like you're pushing even harder, but another part of you has the brakes on because it simply isn't ready. And I know that in the realm of like therapy and coaching and all that self-development, there's often sort of a conversation around, do it before you feel ready. Because when are you going to feel ready? It's rare that you feel ready. But I do think that that can be misleading because it's as if we're pushing ourselves to go beyond, like, yeah, lean beyond your comfort zone. That's fine. But if your nervous system is so dysregulated that if you put yourself out there, there's going to be this really intense snap back. I call it the vulnerability hangover. It's not a sustainable approach to whatever creative project, business, self-expression that you want to do in life. And we want it to be sustainable. I don't know anyone who's doing these types of things and showing up online. Sorry, I've got they say when you're channeling, you get an itchy nose. I just have a long-haired cat, so who knows. But I was also walking around outside, and maybe it's allergies, but it feels like someone is being so incredibly hard on themselves to put themselves out there. And I don't know if it's hiding or not. Even if it is avoidance and hiding because someone's afraid, you should, I hate the word should, but should be showing up and you're not. I really think there's a need right here in this moment for self-compassion. Oh yeah. Oh. Or yawning and burping is usually what indicates like a movement of energy when you're channeling. But There's such a need for self-compassion right now. It's like trying to push even harder when you haven't stopped to acknowledge and celebrate the level up that has just happened, because it was a huge one. Your identity has shifted. It's not just been trying to identity shift, like it has. And the shifting of timelines, if you will. It's, you've chosen a different life. You're on a different track, even if things look the same around you right now. The energy has shifted, and you know it. You know it. But instead of celebrating that, even if it's just a celebration sitting with yourself, maybe there's no one else in your life right now who's able to understand that and celebrate with you. I hope that there is, but oftentimes transformation happens in these isolation periods. I get that big time. But you've gotta meet yourself with compassion and stop pushing, even if it's just for today or tonight or whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world right now. It's like the feeling of like you can't breathe, but the only person who's pushing is you. And that comes from scarcity. That comes from the illusion of lack. Like there's not enough time, or I'm not good enough if I'm not putting myself out there, or everyone else is ahead of me and they started their YouTube, their Instagram, their TikTok, their business, whatever, 10 years ago, and they've made millions and have 100,000 followers or whatever. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm not tired, so yeah, it's energy moving. I feel very awake right now. It's like you're not letting it breathe. You're not letting yourself breathe, but you're not allowing the transformation to breathe. It's like there's a fear that if you don't keep showing up and pushing and putting content out and doing all these different things, that somehow it's not who you are. You're going to lose the transformation. And that's not true. Every version of yourself still has bad days. I'm not saying that you're having a bad day, but they still have the full spectrum of emotions. They still have energetic days. They have tired days. They have days where they literally just want to watch Netflix. As long as it's not every day, it's fine. And, consistency is important. Trying to do things in service to whatever your goals are, at least a little bit every day, is a great idea. Consistency trumps just gathering knowledge. But there's a really strong need for rest, and like I feel this heaviness in my chest that like makes me want to cry, and I don't know if this is something that you're feeling. It's like a panic over, can I sustain it? Is it really me? Am I faking it? Am I really transformed? Or if I stop and I breathe and I rest, or I take a break, or I don't plan, or I don't do self transformation or self-help videos on YouTube or TikTok, it's like you've shifted. It like makes me want to laugh and cry at the same time. I'm not laughing at you. I hope I'm laughing with you. And if you're crying, I feel for you. I can feel that in my chest. I'm trained as a therapist, and I've done a lot of somatic work with people and with myself, so I like can identify the feeling in my body really easily. And it's a fear mixed with a bit of grief over knowing that, oh my goodness, sorry. Channeling this one through my body today. It's like a letting go. It's like that there are things being released that you can't get back anymore, and that it's time and it makes sense, and it's the natural progression of things, especially moving into your success. Like this almost feels guaranteed. I don't know you. I don't know what your circumstances are, and I don't know what your level of devotion, commitment, some people use the word discipline for making things come to fruition in your life. I don't know what that is for you, so I can't guarantee anything, but my deeper sense is that you have shifted and you're gonna succeed, and it's such a wild mix of emotions that I'm feeling on your behalf right now. It's beautiful, it's excitement, It's terror, it's grief, it's relief, it's joy, it's expansion, and it's contraction. It's like having come out of the cocoon, but the wings haven't unfolded yet. A butterfly just doesn't instantly bust out of the cocoon and the wings are full and unfurled and you just jump off of the leaf or the branch into your future. It takes time. Wow, I really feel that in my chest. And it's okay if you're scared. You're just fresh out of the oven. I say when you're in the midst of transformation that it feels like you're half baked. You just came out of the oven. It's like being reborn. And I need you to be kind to yourself. And if you need to rest, rest. I'll give a personal example. Lately, I've been so hard on myself for sleeping in past 8 a.m. I have this thing in my mind where it's like if it's after 8 a.m., I've wasted the morning. That it's bad. That I should be an early to bed and early to rise. There are phases of your life where that's just not the case. So many teenagers, I'm not sure what the science is behind it, but like they need to sleep in till like 10 o'clock. Probably because they're growing or hormonal things. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But there are going to be seasons of your life where you need more rest. You have been through something tremendous in what I think is the past few months. You are transformed. You have gone into the cocoon as the caterpillar, completely dissolved into goo, reassembled yourself into something totally different, but of the same materials. It's still you, but now you are a butterfly. But just like in nature, the butterfly doesn't come busting out of the cocoon and take off immediately. That's not how it works. So the slow unfurling of your wings, maybe the confusion about who am I, what am I, why am I different now? What's happened to me? It doesn't make sense. It's so new that you're still trying to make sense of yourself, let alone start teaching others about the experience. Like, be kind to yourself and you will speak about it and from the heart when it is the right time. And this message could just hit you today in this moment, and then by tomorrow you're ready to hit the ground running. Yeah, maybe. Open the deck at a random spot. It's the 8 of Pentacles, which is get to work. But you don't need to get to work in this moment. I want to invite you to, if you feel called or if you feel comfortable, to just place a hand on your heart. Maybe one on your belly. And just hold yourself with so much compassion and understanding. Like you're okay. And the transformation isn't going anywhere. There's no going back again. I think it would be impossible. You might fall into old habits and patterns. Like that happens to the best of us. The most transformed, the most successful people in the world have bad habits. Truly, they do. You don't unbecome the version of you that you have become now through all of this. Whew, God, I really feel these emotions in my chest. It's like I want to cry, but it's not me. It's just an energy. This message feels so potent. It's like overwhelming. You did it. You've done it. You're successful at the transformation. You will succeed in your life in whatever avenues end up aligning for you. But you don't need to know all of it in this moment, and you don't need to push today. I really think today might just be a day. Maybe this whole channeled message is just watch a movie. Or go to bed early, or have a bubble bath, or take a nap if it's the daytime for you. Give yourself a hug. Go get a hug from somebody else. I just keep feeling this in my chest. It's almost like it's not sadness. It's like a grief, but it's like grief and relief at the same time. It's just so overwhelming. It's beautiful and scary, and I want you to be able to meet yourself. with so much compassion, and I have so much joy for you because you've done it. You've done it. I'm so proud of you for doing it. Don't push yourself today. The transformation isn't going anywhere. I feel like I'm repeating myself now, but I really want to drive home the point. You've stepped into a new version of you, and it's not faking it. It's a transformation that has come from you accepting yourself, accepting your authenticity, and also understanding that your authentic self is different from the one who has the stories, the really intense struggles, the bad habits, and believes that those are the identity. Your authentic self is the one that recognizes that that's not actually the identity. It's still your authentic self. You might still deal with those things, but they don't identify with those things. That's the difference. And your authentic self was always there. When we think about our future self, we can think about our future, as it has not happened yet. It depends on what you believe about space, time. It's a conversation for another day. But when it comes to these identities, the future self or the higher self is, I call it my favorite self, because it's the version of me that has just felt trapped for a long time, or felt like she couldn't be herself, or she couldn't be authentic, or speak her truth, or be weird, be strange, be fun, I think that we are shifting into a very revolutionary energy at this point in time, especially in technology and the internet, personal branding, things like that. Authenticity is the way. And it can be terrifying because it feels like people will fall away, and they will. But that means that we create spaciousness for new people, aligned people, to find their way into our life, into our energy, into our story. And there's no going back. So just trust it. Have faith in it. I know how hard that can be when you're like, but this is brand new. How can I trust this? I don't even trust myself. I'm not consistent, or I don't know how to show up online, or I don't know who I am or who I'm becoming. I know what I want. Well, maybe I don't know what I want. Whatever is coming through, whoever is coming through, whatever the heck this message is, where it's coming from, I don't know, and it doesn't matter that much. You need to know that you are okay. You are good enough as you are. You have transformed. If you're wobbly on Bambi legs right now, that makes complete sense. Just if you can't trust yourself, if you struggle with that, just trust the transformation. Trust me if you can, or whoever's speaking through me. Trust the transformation and literally give yourself a break. I learned from a mentor this summer, and it's been really potent. It's really transformed my life, so I'm going to share it with you. This concept of when you are shifting your frequencies, people in the manifestation realm of self-development talk about frequency, almost like you're tuning yourself like a radio to a frequency, and then new things that are being broadcast by the world start to come in, and you can pick up on them because you're on that frequency. I look at frequency as an equivalent to identity. And when you are occupying a new space, when you are vibrating on a new frequency, if you like that metaphor, if you are embodying a new identity that is very unfamiliar, or maybe you've tapped into it before, but it was never solidified as your consistent identity, you always slipped into something else. The identities that we've been comfortable in, we still experience the full spectrum of emotions, but we have been in it for so long, and we're so accustomed to it that we've learned how to be happy in it. But when you are changing, you're up-leveling, you're shifting, and you're occupying new identities like you are right now, and you're stabilizing it, you're going to experience the full spectrum of emotions, but you haven't learned how to be happy, content, relaxed in that identity. So oftentimes when we're occupying a new identity, I call it, we feel like hot garbage. Like, we don't know who we are. We don't know what this energy is. We don't know if we can maintain it. We don't know if we want to maintain it because we don't, like, it's confusing. And then we can fluctuate between these peak experiences of joy and ecstasy and, oh my God, this is amazing, to I'm terrified that I'm going to lose it. And you're not going to. It's just about anchoring into, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true, anchoring into your heart space, anchoring into your center, coming back to center, and just knowing all of these identities are available to you. It's not like we're working so hard to just become her or him or they, anybody. You already are. You always have been. You're just starting to, like, deconstruct and move away from habits, mindsets, patterns of thought. And it all comes from, so I'm stumbling over my words right now. I don't know why. I get the sense that it just, in this moment, perhaps it just feels overwhelming and like it's all too much. But it's you can handle it, and you have not been separate from this identity. You just didn't realize. A lot of people who are getting into identity shifting, like myself included, don't realize or did not realize that these future selves, or the ideal self or the higher self, is already a part of you. They're not far away. They can feel like it, but it truly is just about tuning the dial. Recognizing that when you're in the new frequency, you might not feel good. You might feel terrible. But it doesn't mean to back down or slip down into a different identity that feels more comfortable. Don't do that. And also understand that you can allow yourself to rest. Maybe there's a fear here about, if you've had habits of binge watching Netflix, or, if you've gone through depression or a really difficult period, using sleep as an escape, or avoidance, doom scrolling, things like that. The fear that if you're not being productive and having output all the time, the fear is that if you allow yourself to do any of those other habits that you used to really indulge in, and that used to be every day, all day kind of thing, that somehow you're going to lose your progress. So now you just won't let yourself rest. You won't let yourself watch a movie. You won't let yourself scroll a little bit. I get it. But I want to emphasize to you that you can do those things. It doesn't matter like what level you're at. You've got people who are millionaires, billionaires, whatever, living whatever life it is that they want to live, but they're also doom scrolling. They also watch movies. Yeah, you need to put in the work. Don't compare yourself to someone who's at that level. Different stages in life, doing different things, and you're going to need to do a fair bit of work in order to get to whatever level it is that you'd like to get to. I don't know you, so this seems really weird to say, but I just keep hearing this, so I'm going to say something. Whatever I'm channeling, it's like I hear someone be like, I need you to take a nap. Like, I need you to go to bed. I need you to be kind to yourself as you start to look at the world around you through new eyes, as you start to take steps as this version of yourself that feels like it's just revealed itself. It is going to feel good. It's going to start to feel really good, but it's just not supposed to right now in this moment. I really see it like the butterfly who's out of the cocoon, but the wings are all crumpled. It's like you need to be patient with yourself. Allow the natural unfurling of all of this incredible beauty that has been a part of your becoming inside the cocoon. I want to invite you to give yourself compassion, to give yourself permission, to give yourself rest, and understand that the most brilliant minds, the most accomplished people, the most productive people in the world give themselves rest. I think maybe that's just what's needed. And I just want to congratulate you. It's incredible how many emotions were coming in at the beginning of this. And I have the tarot cards like right here in my hands on the table. And I love the tarot cards. I'm not going to say I don't need them, but I have full trust and faith in you that you will do the work. You are going to put in the work. You're a hard worker. I don't think that there's any doubt. I don't have any doubt about that, and I don't even know you. But I think you're doubting yourself. I think you've created some sort of identity in your mind based upon the versions of you that were going through a really hard time who weren't able to show up. There's this tremendous amount of fear that's coming in, maybe feeling like you're not reliable. You don't, there goes the burps. Like you don't trust yourself. Like you don't think you can maintain the shift, but that sorry, I hear a bunch. There's a lot of words all at the same time. It's a very enthusiastic message coming through. I trust you. I trust you. And I honestly think by tomorrow, I just keep hearing, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I'm like, I don't need to go to bed. It's quite early. But your self-trust will come back. Maybe the period of transformation that you just went through was also one that, from an outsider's perspective, even your perspective, wasn't productive. But there was so much going on inside. There was so much happening on the inside that it's just a different type of productivity. But you're putting a lot of demands on a version of you that is just learning to walk. And you're like, why didn't you win the marathon? You were born yesterday. Why haven't you won the marathon? Weren't you training for this? Aren't we supposed to be running 10, 15, 20 miles, kilometers each day? No, you're still on wobbly Bambi legs. You're just learning to walk. Yes, this version of you is going to be able to run the marathon, achieve the things, is far more likely to do so than the previous versions of yourself, which we still give love and compassion. But man, like someone's being so hard on themselves. I'm not laughing at you. It's just, I'm laughing, hopefully with you, at the absurdity of how hard we are on ourselves. It's not a great motivator. Discipline's important. I like devotion even more. Like devotion to your mission, your craft, your whatever it is that you care about. But if you think about mentorship, I don't know about you, but I would rather be encouraged than yelled at. I'd rather be rewarded than punished. Like, I think about the different types of motivation that people respond to. And, boot camp style drill sergeant, stick rather than the carrot kind of motivation, it can work, and it can actually seem like it's working really well, more so than being kind and compassionate, which some people perceive as a cop-out or coddling. But in the long term, it ends up being the other way around. Boot camp style isn't coddling, but it's just not sustainable. You don't work harder when someone's yelling at you or being mean to you. Eventually, you shut down. But being kind to yourself and encouraging, if someone was doing that to you, you might move more slowly in the beginning, but you build momentum and it's sustainable, because eventually you take what it is that those people are saying to you, that mentor, you internalize it, and then you encourage yourself. This is a metaphor, so we'll take the mentor out of it entirely. You need to speak to yourself with compassion and encouragement, because if you have long-term goals and you know that it's going to take work, it's going to take commitment, it's going to take dedication, devotion, discipline, and if you want it, you have to be kind to yourself. So give yourself some room to breathe, relax, go watch Netflix if that's, I don't know, or something else. Listen to an audiobook, read a regular book, take a nap, go to bed, whatever it is you need to do, but give yourself that permission and that kindness and that compassion, because when you enjoy rest, like guilt-free, and worry free, because one of the biggest energy leaks you can possibly have is worrying and stressing, especially when you're trying to rest. It's never restful. In fact, it's even more stressful because it feels like you're wasting time. So give yourself full permission and know that you will be 10 times more productive and be even more accomplished when you allow yourself to rest. Oh, that energy is moving. Yeah. Just be kind to yourself. Hope this was helpful. Love you lots.